Good morning. What a great day. I want to extend a warm welcome to our students, our community members, SDST staff, Springfield Township officials, our building architects and engineers, fellow board members, and a welcome back to Dr. Nancy Hacker. I remember standing in dirt on this site in October 2018 to break ground for the Early Learning Center, as it was known at that time. Periodically driving by, I watched the building, driveways, green space, and play spaces take shape. And a year ago, it was so difficult to imagine the day we would be actually able to formally open this as a school. But the day has come, and it's a great day. It's a joy to see our teachers and children bring life to this beautiful space. This building is the culmination of countless hours of meetings, plans, and decisions, and we're profoundly grateful for the combined efforts of everyone who worked tirelessly to bring this vision of the new Enfield Elementary School to reality. I'd like to introduce board member Mrs. Gretchen Slapinski. Mrs. Slapinski is the former chair of the property committee, and in that role, she has been an integral part of the planning for the new Enfield School and all recent facilities expansions. Mrs. Slapinski.
Thank you, Dr. Taratuski. Wow, it's so exciting to finally be here today to celebrate our beautiful new Enfield Elementary School. This is my 10th year serving our community as a member of the SDST School Board. When I was first elected to the board, this school wasn't even a twinkle in the district's eye. As part of my service on the board these last 10 years, I've been a member of the district's property committee, including several years as the committee's chair. I remember way back when, and Mr. King and Mr. Thorne probably remember this too. It seemed like at every property committee meeting, the question came up, what are we going to do with Enfield? That is, the original Enfield. The incoming kindergarten classes keep going up. What are we going to do with Enfield? The building needs major repairs. What are we going to do with Enfield? Erdenheim is at capacity, and our class sizes are still increasing. What are we going to do with Enfield? Developmentally, kindergarten, first, and second graders should be together. What are we going to do with Enfield? Then, our brilliant administration team recommended a feasibility study to the board in order to get a holistic view of our district's facility resources and to determine what our options were. After the study, it became clear what we needed to do. We needed a new building for our kindergarten to second grade students. I am honored that I and my fellow board members were able to be part of this process. It's been inspiring having a front row seat, watching all the incredible experts put so much time and effort to make what we have today possible. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our not so former superintendent. It's only been a few months since she left us for retirement life, Dr. Nancy Hacker.
Good morning, children. It's so wonderful to see all of them and to be back in a school environment. First off, before my remarks, I just want to extend my sincere thanks and appreciation for all of the hard work that went into setting this up today, and in particular to my two friends and colleagues, Dr. Mary Jo Yannicone, the current superintendent, and Luann McKenna, her wonderful administrative assistant, and of course to Megan Markle and her staff here at the new Enfield Elementary School. We're all gathered here today to celebrate the eagerly anticipated dedication of Enfield Elementary School. I'm surrounded by numerous individuals who played such a significant role in helping the vision for this school come to fruition. Many years ago, board members had the foresight to examine the aging infrastructure of the former Enfield School. A feasibility study was also commissioned to look at current and future enrollment data and a yearly increasing trend of growth as noted. Based on those processes and an examination of the potential costs for renovations and repairs versus construction, a careful analysis and consideration for a new building was conducted. After many years of internal as well as stakeholder meetings, along with community, parent, staff, and contractors' input, you all now see the incredible end result of the exchange of ideas, options, and plans. This school is living proof of the capacity of numerous individuals to come together to share what they value and what they desire as they plan for educating the current and next generations of Springfield students. And just as each new piece of construction begins with a strong foundation that is designed to support the massive structure which rests upon it, so too will our Enfield students come through these doors to build their foundation for their lifelong journey of learning. That foundation, which will be established and nurtured by the caring and dedicated staff members here, will support and develop a continued thirst and quest for knowledge, resilience in the face of adversity, caring and compassion for others, and certainly lifelong memories. I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge the many individuals whose vision, commitment, and efforts resulted in this beautiful new school. Members of the Board of School Directors had the foresight and wisdom to carefully analyze and formulate the rationale for construction of a new school. Our township officials, including township managers, boards, commissioners, and others, worked with district officials to ensure that our action steps were not only in compliance with local regulations, but that our work represented a true partnership between these entities. Our team of architects, designers, and construction officials created the critical processes for architectural design choices, communication of ideas, incorporation of stakeholder input, and then worked along with us to ensure the timely completion of the project with quality materials and craftsmanship. Our team of staff members from both Erdenheim and Enfield helped to craft a vision for the environment in which they wanted to work and in which they believed that children would learn best. Principals and many members of our administrative team met for long hours to select finishes, colors, furniture, carpeting, and playground equipment that would ensure accessibility and fun for all children. Endless planning went into ensuring a strong and secure technology infrastructure with sufficient fiber, data drops, and internal hardware that would meet educational needs. And while all of this planning was occurring, our business manager was, of course, wringing his hands over potential budget cost overruns and reminding us where efficiencies needed to be made. Ultimately, this project epitomized the benefits of collaboration and a commitment to the value of a teamed approach. I am so immensely grateful that I was able to be involved in this project from its inception. It brings me such great joy to see the beautiful hallways and classrooms now filled with the excited sounds of eager learners, and to know that for many, many years to come, this school will be the source of learning, growth, and development for the future children of this township. Thank you so much. And now it is my extreme pleasure to invite David Schrader, the major architect, to come up and to share a wonderful surprise with all of us.
So kids, I don't have prepared remarks, so this will be very short. So a project like this, and specifically this township and school district's project, was a true community effort. And it's always recognized that when a project is created by the community, for the community, it's going to provide a wonderful place for the students behind us to really grow and become the kind of people that we all want them to be. And this building will provide an excellent opportunity for that. I know that the architects, engineers, the construction managers, and contractors share Nancy's emotion for a project like this, because when we see this completed, we understand the great things it's going to do for the children behind us. So we submitted this project as a community project to a magazine that offers awards for outstanding educational facilities across the United States. And we recently learned that your project was awarded the Outstanding Project by Learning by Design magazine. And so I suppose to Dr. Yannicone, Dr. Hacker, and the school board, I offer this to you, and congratulations and thanks on behalf of, again, the contractors, the construction managers, and the architects and engineers. So thank you, folks.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming out. It's so nice that we all have the opportunity to finally enjoy this ribbon cutting ceremony together. What an amazing moment it is to stand in front of you today for this very special occasion. After years of planning and countless hours of hard work and decision making, it is my distinct pleasure to now officially welcome you to our new Enfield Elementary School for this community of Springfield Township. During the design process, our group of faculty, staff, administrators, and the community members agreed that it was important to bring exterior design inside the school. So to that, we did increase our natural lighting throughout the building. We also had stone accents put into the building from the outside in. We created open space while all providing a 21st century learning experience for our students. We also made every effort to design this school to be inclusive for all students. We have flexible, authentic learning areas and unassigned instructional spaces at each grade level with movable furniture and smartboards. These alternate instructional environments, or breakout spaces, are meant to encourage cooperative learning among our students. The playground equipment, as Dr. Hacker mentioned, was designed and picked out, taking into consideration the interests and needs of all students. It is fully equipped with structures that are accessible to all students. There is a shared group instruction space between each classroom, which has been created for targeted support, a quiet learning area for students, or it can be used as collaborative workspace because the doors that are between those areas are in fact barn doors that swing open to join two classes together for collaborative work. I truly believe that the quality learning environment this new building provides will inspire learning, facilitate collaboration,
and encourage inclusion. We can all be very proud of this facility and all that it represents. So I want to thank everyone for working hard, everyone here for coming, to ensure that the new Enfield is a reality for our community, our teachers, and our children. Thank you. At this time, I would like to turn it over to Dr. Mary Jo Yannicone, our Superintendent of Schools.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here today with all of you. I'm thrilled that the weather has cooperated. We're having just an absolutely beautiful morning, so thank you so much again for being here. And I want to recognize our full administrative team who's with us today. Thank you all for being here as well, walking away from your buildings on a Friday morning and offices and making sure that you're able to join us today. It's great to see everybody here. I also want to recognize in the program that you received, on the back of the program, this was, as Dr. Hacker said, a group effort, a community effort. And so we want to recognize everyone who's contributed. And in particular, I'd like to recognize our township commissioners and our township manager, Mike Taylor. I don't know if Mr. Taylor is here this morning, but want to recognize Mr. Taylor for all his work. Also want to recognize our Springfield Township Police Department and Chief Mike Pitko, who is here with us this morning. Thank you so much for being here. And I'd also like to recognize the entire Board of Commissioners. So thank you so much to all of you who are here with us this morning to celebrate. It's my pleasure to be with you today to celebrate the opening of our new Enfield Elementary School. Our administrative team is very happy to be able to welcome back Nancy and Ken and to celebrate together on such a beautiful day. Throughout the winter, it was exciting to begin to see more and more of our students return to in-person learning. And on April 6th, to see 94% of them in the halls and classrooms once again. On the steps behind me are seated representatives of all 30 of our kindergarten, first and second grade classrooms, one student from each of our classes, because we know that this building was built for them, and that's why they're here with us this morning. This year, perhaps more than any other in recent memory, the purpose and function of schools as centers for community, connection, and engagement was highlighted and deeply appreciated by students and staff alike. There's a book called School, which was published in 2008, which focuses on how school buildings have evolved and how their organization and design influences a community. The authors suggest that continually, though silently, a school building tells students who they are and how they should think about the world. It can help to manufacture rote obedience or independent activity. It can create high self-confidence or low self-esteem. Having observed our students at work and play this year in their new school, and especially this spring after a long year of challenge and resilience, it is evident that this school building is inspiring joy, creativity, freedom, and a strong connection to nature and the outside world for our students. Every great school needs at least one strong leader with passionate vision and a desire to make things better. We are fortunate to have two such leaders at Enfield, Dr. Markle and Mr. Fleming. Dr. Megan Markle has been with Springfield Township for 4 years and entered her corner office just a few weeks ago as our new principal. She is caring, innovative, and dedicated as a leader, and we are excited to be able to witness her move into this new role. It's my pleasure to turn the microphone over to her at this time and our children of Enfield.
Good morning, guests. We are so honored to have you all here as we commemorate this beautiful new building. I proudly stand here as the current Enfield Elementary principal, but I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge and thank Dr. Kathy Van Boren and her dedication to Enfield. She is synonymous with this school, and I appreciate the opportunity to lead this amazing school community she created, and I will work hard to continue your legacy. I would also like to thank our dedicated staff who work tirelessly to support our students and continually display their passion and dedication to education. A special thanks to Mr. Fleming, Enfield's first assistant principal. He joined our team in December And every day he shows up to help our students, staff, and families. So thank you so much, Mr. Fleming. We're so happy to have you here. I'd also like to thank Ms. Lynn Miller, our amazing administrative assistant. She's been instrumental in helping with the transition from the old school to the new school and just making sure that everything is perfect. And so we couldn't do this without Lynn. So thank you so much, Lynn. I would also like to give a shout out to Dr. Feely. She's here with us today. She had the hard job of an interim principal during a pandemic. So we thank you for all of your commitment to Enfield, and we hope that you are back to enjoying your retirement. It is said that school is a building which has 4 walls with tomorrow inside. Sitting behind me are the representatives from each of our classes. They represent the 575 students who currently attend this school and the many generations that will grace the halls of this great school. We thank you, students. For striving to try your best, treat others with kindness, and learn from one another. You are our tomorrow. With the support of our caring families and community, we truly have an incredible school building where we can cultivate children to be creative, caring, and curious. The Enfield staff and I are committed to creating a school environment where all who enter these doors feel a true sense of belonging. We will work to inspire a love of learning and set a solid foundation for our students as they begin their journey as proud Springfield School District Spartans. Now that we've had the opportunity to hear from so many adults, we'd like to bring some students forward to share their thoughts on our beautiful new building. At this time, I would like to introduce kindergartner Serenity Lewis L. from Mrs. Robinson's kindergarten class. So, Serenity, can you share with us what you love about Enfield?
I love about Enfield that we learn something every day. And I like to play with my friends at recess. I love my teachers. Enfield is the best.
Thank you. Thank you, Serenity. Next we have JJ Murray, who is in Mrs. McCann's class and is representing our first grade. Come on up, JJ.
I like my new school for 3 reasons. First, we have all separate desks and more room for learning. Second, there is more room outside to play on our new playground. Lastly, and best of all, I love my new school because my big sister Maddie is jealous of our new building and playground. She gets to earn upon 50.
JJ, I have to agree with you. A lot of our Erdenheim students are jealous of this beautiful new building and our playground. Our playgrounds are really, really awesome. Don't you guys have fun on our playgrounds? Yeah. We've got great playgrounds. And last but not least, I'd like to introduce Ava Davini from Mrs. Lunny's 2nd grade class. She has prepared some of her own words about why she loves Enfield.
I just simply know that Enfield was for the kids. Thanks to the teachers, principals, and aides who work just for us. The best of you shall always shine here at the one school where your brain really can stretch. The Enfield family is and will always be the key for lessons, learning, and fun. Enfield truly is the most spectacular school in the world.
I agree. It truly is the most spectacular school in the world. Thank you so much, friends. At this time, I'd like to have Dr. Hacker come back up, and I'd like to present the official ceremonial scissors for our ribbon cutting. I think we got the biggest pair we could find. We would also like to invite at this time members of the board, our design team, engineers to come forward. We have some extra scissors. We figure we could all help cut this, so if you'd like to come and stand behind either side, we'll have our student come on up. So we're gonna do yeah. So we've got. If you guys want to share, we've got some. So.
Ones with the round.
You're run with them. I've got some. Oh, come on, and then we'll come around on either side. Those are for them. Yep. Yeah. There you go.
I'm trying to get going up here.
All right. All right, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick photo op, and then on the count of 3, we're going to cut.
Everybody look over here.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. So at this time, this concludes our ribbon cutting ceremony. We want to thank all of our guests for attending. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules. We'd also like to invite our school board and our administrators in for our continuation of Nancy Hacker's library dedication. So thank you all. Have a great day. Oh, we've got.
Welcome to our students, staff, board members, community members, and especially to Dr. Nancy Hacker. If you can make some space and come up on the steps or come around the stacks if you can't see. We just wanted to take this opportunity to honor Dr. Nancy Hacker and her legacy here in Springfield Township with a poetry corner in the corner of the library, which is right up front. And I wanted to present this plaque to her that says, "You can find magic wherever you look. Sit back and relax. All you need is a book," by Dr. Seuss. Thank you, Dr. Hacker, for your poetry, your words, your dedication to our students, and we are so glad that you have made such an impact on our district. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Taratusky, and to everyone who is here this morning, and particularly to this beautiful class, Mr. Draper's class, who I'm so excited I'm going to have the opportunity to share a book with you. This is just so special an occasion for me, and to be surrounded by so many of the people that helped to make this Library Media Center and our whole school building come to fruition. For those of you who don't know, not only have I had a lifelong love of reading and books, and it is true, as I have said in my past, that when I was a young child, I used to read the encyclopedias. In those days, encyclopedias were big. We had the World Book Encyclopedia in my home, and I would flip through the pages, and I would learn all about different places in the world, different peoples in the world, and that, I think, really helped me embark on my love of learning, was having that in our home. And I was an avid reader from the time I could begin reading, and one of my favorites, which we don't really see around very often, but some of you may remember the Nancy Drew mystery books. And every time I had a birthday or it was some occasion, I would ask for another one of the Nancy Drew books. And I remember reading about the famous detective Nancy Drew and her boyfriend and his roadster, which is what they called a car back then. And later on, when I grew to be big and I went to college and I decided what I wanted to do with my life, which actually I had decided a lot earlier, I decided I wanted to become a teacher. And over the years, after teaching other languages, I taught Spanish and French, I also taught English and I taught reading. And many years after that, boys and girls, not only was I a teacher of reading, but I became a professor of reading at a college while I was doing my other work in schools. So all my life, reading has become an important part of who I am. And so it is particularly meaningful to me that we are here today in the library, the Media Center, surrounded by all these wonderful, wonderful reading materials and books that Ms. Newman has gathered for you and has selected and chosen with such care and passion as well for reading. And you are surrounded by many, many people who, like myself, love learning and love to read. I'm absolutely thrilled that in this district, where I had the opportunity to share a little bit of my fun and creativity with poems, that now I get to be recognized for that with a wonderful poetry corner. And I hope that for all of you and other children here in Enfield, you too will enjoy creating poems and having fun with words, as I have throughout my entire life, as well as my career. So I'm deeply honored to have this recognition from the board and from our school district community. My thanks to all of you, all the folks with whom I've worked over the years and have the absolute pleasure and joy of helping not only to create these spaces that we are in today, but all of the memories and all of the wonderful programs and initiatives on which we've embarked over the years. It's been just such an absolute pleasure to work with these board members, to work with our administrative staff, our parent groups, everyone who's helped to make this such an incredibly amazing place in which to be. So thank you so much, Dr. Taratuski, and this is just a delight, so thank you. I believe that we have a chair set up for you if you'd like to read a book to our students. Yes? Are you ready for a book? Yes. Wonderful. Okay. So I purposely picked out this book because of the title, You Will Be My Friend, because you're all friends, right? Mom! Mom! Lucy was very excited when she woke up. Mom, I decided I'm going to make a new friend today. Isn't that exciting? Does anybody say that when you wake up in the morning? No. Well, Lucy must be very excited about this. That is exciting, Lucille, says her mom. But how do you plan on finding a new friend? Mom, the forest is crawling with fun critters. Surely one of them will want to be my friend. This is going to be great. Remember, Lucy is what? What is Lucy? A bear. That's why she talks about the forest having a lot of friends, right? So Lucy went outside to begin her search. Good luck, Lucille, said Mom. Bye, Mom. I can't wait to make a new friend. We're going to do cartwheels and have picnics and climb trees and go swimming and have a dance party. What, sweetie?
That's a very mean thing that happened in the forest.
That's right. You might not think those things take place in a forest. You're right about that. But remember, she's a bear. She lives in a forest, right? Lucy's search got off to a great start when a nice little critter invited her to play. Oh yeah, I'd love to join you. Who's the critter? A little frog.
This isn't gonna end.
You don't think it's going to end well? So I think you're right, because what does Lucy do? She jumps into the water with the frog and she says, but things didn't work out.
Because little critters are scared of big animals like bears.
Well, that's true. Plus all the water went out when she jumped in. So off she goes and she says, oh, well, there's plenty of other critters in the forest. And it didn't take long for Lucy to find another friendly-looking animal. I'll just go up and introduce myself. And who does she meet now? A giraffe. Do we find giraffes in the forest? Well, the giraffe says, munch, munch. And Lucille says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to climb into your breakfast. That friendship didn't work out either. Lucy did her best to win over the farm animals. She was helpful. Don't worry, she says. We'll get that nasty smell out.
Skunks need answers to keep away predator. Now.
She asked lots of questions. So tell me, what's it like to fly?
Ostriches can't fly.
They can't fly.
So
That's
it's opposite.
exactly right. Ostriches don't fly. And she tried to fit in with everybody she met. So she climbs down the rabbit hole. But Lucy was starting to feel ridiculous. And down here, look what she's trying to do.
Trying to be friends with turtle, fish, and all this.
She's trying to swim with the turtles and the fish, and she just can't do it. She came close to making friends a few times. Thanks for inviting me to lunch, she says. But who's she trying to make friends with there?
Bees.
And what did the bees do?
Chase her.
They chased her. But something always went wrong. Sorry I ate your house, she said. Lucy couldn't believe how hard it was to make a new friend. She was ready to be friends with anyone. Well, almost anyone. Come back here and have fun with me, she said. And that's when things got really ugly. You won't get any snacks unless you start liking me right now.
Now she's acting like a mom.
Like some moms. You will be my friend. I can wait. What is she waiting for?
For it to hatch.
She's waiting for it to hatch.
That's gonna happen.
Lucy tried to calm herself down. She told herself, take a deep breath, Lucy. You can do this. You can make a new friend. But then she says, and look how big the letters are, doesn't anybody want to be my friend?
I think there's shouting equals in running away.
This is hopeless. It looked as if Lucy would never find a friend. And then a funny thing happened. She's sitting over here by herself. Squawk! 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 Oh my gosh. Are you asking me to be your friend? Squawk! I accept. And that's the story of how these two friends found each other.
Okay, so they did that. They even did cartwheels. They even did
They
a
even
he's
did
flying in the sky.
cartwheels.
He's flying in the sky. They did a full party.
So what do you think that story tells us about finding friends? Yes.
Sometimes people don't really like your stuff, and if someone likes what you like and likes to be like big and stuff, and not too small, and if they're small, I think they would be a little scared of you, and if they're really big, they would try to beat you up. But if they're kind of like your size, they would probably be like nice to you and kind of not be scared of you or mean to you.
So it's all
And
about
then-
finding the one that's just right for you.
Yeah,
right?
and then you can like play with each other and stuff. And you can ask them, do you want to be my friend? If they say no, then they can't be your friend. But if they say yes, then they can be your friend.
That's absolutely right. Yes. What do you think?
I think it means never give up, never not keep on trying.
Oh, that's such a great answer that maybe, not everybody you meet wants to be your friend, but eventually somebody's going to come along. What do you think?
I think it means if you try being nice, you can't just jump in and do what other people do if they already have enough friends.
That is such a great lesson that you keep on trying, even though not everybody may like or want to be around you or be your friend, but you keep on trying, right? Until you find someone. What do you think?
I think my opinion, finding a friend is easy. But all I really need to say is hi, and then I say, what is your name? And then we start becoming friends.
That is such a great lesson for everyone, that all you have to do is try and be nice and be friendly.
All you need to do is just
Make the first move. I love that. Yes, sweetie.
I think that sometimes when you first start wanting to make a new friend, it can be very hard. But since when you tried so hard and you're so exhausted sitting here sad, a new friend will come, and it can become a new friendship. And sometimes it's kind of like it doesn't just happen. It doesn't just happen randomly. It happens with if you like the same things, you're about the same height, you like each other.
Right, and I love that you use the word randomly, that it doesn't just happen randomly. That's pretty amazing, a great vocabulary. Did you want to say something? No? Okay. Well, you guys got it. I mean, you absolutely understood the point of the story, that sometimes you have to be the one to reach out and try to make the moves in order to make new friends. And sometimes it's a little hard and challenging to find new friends, but you just keep on working at it. And before you know it, you'll have lots of friends. Just as I'm sure all of you are friends within your classroom, because that's important to learn to like one another so you have a nice community of friends and learners in the class. So it turns out this was a wonderful class to be here. I'm so happy Mr. Draper's class was selected, that you liked the story, because this is one of my favorite stories as well. So thank you, boys and girls, for being here this morning and for enjoying the story and for allowing me to come in and read to you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hacker. And children, I think we learned one more thing this morning. Sometimes we may not realize, and all of our special guests may not realize, and that is that every administrator is at heart a teacher. Right? And Dr. Hacker is very much the very best teacher we could have, right? Let's thank her again for coming and reading today.
Nancy, it's a beautiful tree that the Home and School Partnership has picked for you. Beautiful tree. And we're so glad that you guys are all here and that we can finally feed you outside. It's been a long time since we've been able to feed our staff, so the administrative team will be here, and we're so glad that so many members of the school board can be with us. But especially our Home and School Partnership. The women over here to my left have been working really hard this year to make sure that students have what they need. They've done staff appreciation activities. They've continued to just be really positive forces in the school community, and obviously this was their idea. So I'm going to introduce Chris Cassavon, Kristen Oxford, Piper Williams, and Amy Hubley, who are all here with us today to celebrate these.
Still good morning. Good morning. So we all represent various elementary, middle, and high school families, and the MPA as well. So we are gathered here today to honor and celebrate you, Dr. Hacker. You became superintendent after a very turbulent period in our district. Parents hadn't felt heard for some period. When you arrived, you were like a breath of fresh air. You brought calm and provided clarity. You made it a priority to be inclusive and accessible, responsive, and respectful. It was apparent that you loved your job and became invested in our community. You attended every event, from homecomings, PTO meetings, to football games, school plays, holiday concerts, special events, name it, and you were there. You not only attended, but you were engaging with students and families and seemed genuinely happy to do so. You welcomed and invited parental involvement by hosting countless town meetings and began ongoing initiatives with various parent groups to understand and listen to other perspectives. You were a strong advocate of social justice and equity initiatives for students in Springfield and at the world at large. It was apparent you wanted to leave our district a better place. You worked very hard, and we want to thank you. You're leaving us with beautiful buildings and amazing facilities. You are leaving us with an administration and new superintendent, Dr. Yannicone, that are following your example by continuing to build strong ties with our parent community. You paved the path and set an example for our community to come together, to listen to one another, and see the beauty and potential we have to be better. Now I'm going to turn it over to Kristen.
So we want to honor you by planting this tree, the Okami cherry tree, a gift from the elementary, middle, and high school students and families. Its beauty will remind us that you are a vibrant, progressive, and compassionate leader who will be forever rooted in our community, and we thank you.
I am just so incredibly touched and honored by this incredible living gesture from Chris and Kristen and Piper and Amy, all of whom really and truly represent the vitality of this incredibly wonderful community and the interest and the passion that the parents feel for education and for ensuring that their children receive the best that all of us can offer. So my thanks to these 4 representatives of those parents in our community
who really have worked so hard to ensure that there is truly a partnership between the parents, the stakeholders, as well as the administrators and the staff and the school board. How fortunate I was to have come by chance, I might add, the result of just a chance conversation between our attorney, Jeff Sultanik, and myself that resulted in the decision to come to Springfield. I will be eternally grateful for that and for this living monument, so to speak, to the legacy of not just myself, but from everyone who is gathered here today and the incredible work that has been done to create such a wonderful educational environment for our children. I noticed already that there are little cherries on the tree. And as I said before, I hope that Dr. Yannicone will allow me to come back in the fall again and in the spring to see the flowering of the tree. And as I've said to a few of you, I only pray that future boards will have the foresight to keep this historical building and this space here so that the tree remains and gets a chance to grow large, and so that we can honor the historical legacy of the district as well. So again, thank you, all of you. And Piper, please give my best to Jim. I spoke to his mom. I know he couldn't be here. It's PSSA time. I've forgotten about things like that, although I guess I'll quickly be reminded of deadlines and dates like that pretty soon. And also to Angela and Lauren. Please give them my best as well. I miss them dearly. And thank you again to everyone. This is just such an incredible moment for me. And the whole day has just been absolutely amazing. So thank you, Mary Jo, for doing this for me. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.